Oh, hello there. Welcome everybody, it's Semi-Original Guy, aka Mr. Cannon from Advanced Wars by Web, bringing you another replay commentary thingamajig. Today, this is a battle that I have not seen in a very, very long time. Once upon a time, there was a girl in the Green Earth Army named Jess. She was a tank vehicle specialist in the Green Earth Army. And one day she decided to step in to the High Funds Fog League. And who did she end up fighting? Well, out of all the people she could have been queued up against, she was queued up against the legendary Can't Buy, playing as Grit in High Funds Fog. Very interesting matchup for sure. Now, if you don't know what High Funds Fog is, this is actually a league that was run, I believe, by Can't Buy on the Advanced Wars by Web Discord. You were able to actually go in there, join up on the league, and then you're able to play against other people in that league. Now, this league is not on Advanced Wars by Web itself. This league is a separate thing just on the Discord. So if you're interested in doing that, you can go check it out. It might still be active, might not 100% sure. Either way, this one was played a long time ago, probably well over a year now. But as you can see, our friend Can't Buy, very popular guy on the YouTube, very popular guy for sure. He's all over the place, playing as Grit. Now, Grit is probably, I would say, one of the weakest picks you could pick in High Funds Fog, because for one thing, Grit is not very strong in High Funds, and Grit is also not very strong in Fog. So High Funds plus Fog equals Grit, probably not the best pick. But I believe Can't Buy actually chose Grit in this one a long time ago because he wanted to test out Grit and see how it goes. Alright, and I myself have chosen Jess. We all know what Jess is, we all know who Jess is, we all know the legend that is Jess. So there's not really any reason to go into it. We all know Grit too, you know? Nothing out of the ordinary there. Anybody that plays Advanced Wars has probably played Grit once upon a time and probably enjoyed it too. So without further ado, we are actually just going to go ahead and get into this replay. We're going to check it out. We're going to see what happens. It is going to be a doozy. So buckle up, grab a drink, and let's get at her. Alright, so we have Can't Buy playing as the Penguins, and we have Mr. Cannon, aka myself, playing as Jess as the little pink people. That is what's going on here. Pink Cosmos, I believe, is the name, if I'm not mistaken. Either way, not too important. Alrighty, so we are gonna go ahead and get at her. Can't Buy is automatically capping the pre-owned property of mine, building our standard infantry builds, because we gotta get those infantry on the field, folks. Now, we are just brushing through this, not really too much to note right here. Now, yeah, no, not really too much to note for sure. So I think the plan sort of deviated at this point. Looks like Can't Buy has built a APC. He's gonna go for the boosty games, and myself here, I believe, let's see what I do. All right, I build a recon and a tank. So I'm going heavy aggression on the Jess side. So it looks like this recon is going to be able to get there very quickly. This tank is going to be able to go down and defend this side. Now, when you're fighting Grit, it is really important to be very aggressive, because you don't want Grit to be stacking up his units. You don't want to be fighting those artillery walls. You know, you want to just beat them up. Just beat them up right away, and it'll be great for you. Alright, and looks like Can't Buy is actually going for a double boosties. So we got two boosty boys right here. The boosty boys. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But me, I'm going for the triad of vision, the triple recons. Now, Jess recons pretty tough, I'm not gonna lie. They're pretty tough. That was an impressive move, actually, right there by Can't Buy. He managed to get a little double boosty poo right there. So that's super cool, super nice. You know, people take note. That's something you can learn from right there. Get the old double boosty poo. Alrighty, let's see what we do. So day 5, my infantry are rolling. My recons are rolling. My tank is rolling. Everything is rolling and everything is rocking. That is what we are talking about right now. Alright, so go double tank and an infantry. Just making sure that I get lots and lots and lots of vehicles out there. I want lots of vision too, because it's fog, you know? You gotta be able to see what's happening. Alright, can't buy, getting some impressive caps going on here. Getting a nice little chain of movements here. Actually does the boost, so he's going to be able to capture this property here. He's going to be able to capture this property here. Got a tank on the field. Got a artillery on the field. Builds a fighter. Interestingly enough, so a fighter is like a kind of an odd build. I'm not gonna lie, a little bit strange. Not sure what the fighter's plan is. However, I mean, there's two things that fighter's going to be able to do. One, the fighter is going to be able to destroy any battlecopters that I happen to build, like that one right there. I'll be able to destroy that battlecopter, no problem. The other thing it's going to be able to do is actually be a really effective blocker when it comes to his indirect units, because if I don't have an anti-air available, well, I'm not getting through that fighter, you know? So no matter how much fighting I do, I ain't getting over a fighter. Or getting under a fighter. You know, it's just you can't pass under planes. It's not logical. You can't do it. I do build an APC though. So day 6 or day 7 APC? No, day 6 APC. Might be a little late at this point, but I don't know. I don't really know what my thought process with the APC was, but I kind of wanted it. You know, it's big, it's block-like. I was feeling pretty good about it. I just wanted to get it on the field. Alright, so as we can see, Campa is well ahead in the capture game right now. Got quite a few caps. And I got a lot less caps. Now let's see if I can actually bridge the gap here. Because he's at 28, I'm at 22. So I'm going to be at 24. I'll be at 26, I think, at the end of this, right? If I do cap that property. I don't forget to cap, do I? Yeah. Yeah, Mr. C, that's what we're talking about. So I do the cap. Just keeping this guy here for vision. I don't want to really send it out there, because I know Campa is good, right? He's a good player. Like, he's not bad. He's good. He's a good guy. You don't underestimate the good guys. Alright, so against all the fibers in my being, I don't press forward, because I know if I press forward, I'm going to die. So I don't want to do that. I just want to get the vision. I want to see what's going on. I'm going for this corner property, because pretty much every single time when I play Stalingrad, I have difficulty getting these corner properties. So I'm just like, you know, I'm just not even going to go for the properties back here. I'm just going to boost in the corner, get that property. It's going to be good. Alright, so let's see what Campa does, because he's going to do something impressive, like cap properties. Like, obviously, that's like the #1 thing you got to do. You got to cap properties, that's for sure. We even got a T-copter on the field now, too, so he's going, like, heavy into the transport game. Those infantry are going to get boosties. Ooh, look at all the artillery on the field down there right now. That is 6 artillery. Primed and ready to go. Now, he doesn't really have much vision, though. That's the thing. He's going primarily with infantry and a lot of other guys, right? So he doesn't really have too much vision. He's not going to be able to see much. But I did build 2 anti-air last turn, another battlecopter, and now I'm going to be capping a property up north, because that is what I want to do. Alright, cool. So I get a little boost with my infantry. I'm pretty much ready to cap this property over here. Now, what did I do? Alright, so I saw the infantry. It was capping, and I was like, alright, well, I got 2 recons here. I'm going to interrupt it and just completely take it out. Now, if you interrupt it and don't kill it, well, you're probably just going to lose your recon, and he's going to get it anyways. So, I had 2 recons, so I just revealed them both. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know, he's grit, so if he has a tank there, it's not, like, super strong. It's not going to one-shot anything. Most likely my recons will survive. So, and even if he does attack, you know, I got a tank there. He's got a little tank right there. He's ready to go. Now, I'm going right on the lab in the middle because I want to just see everything that's going on here. Now, I know if he does have a recon or a artillery in one of these, it will be able to hit me. So, risky play. But I went for it, you know? I went for it. That's the way we do things around here. We just go for it. Alright, so I'm definitely going heavy on the battlecopter game. I'm trying to get a lot of unit count out there. Just because I know that Campa is probably doing the same thing, especially as Grit. You want to get a lot of units out there. Alright, so Campa definitely playing very defensive, though. Very defensive here. So I did manage to deny him the comm tower. For now. Like, he's not going to be able to get the comm tower. He does build a classy medium tank, because Campa is a classy boy, and we know that only classy boys build medium tanks. Classy gentlemen, folks. That is how we do things around here. Alright, cool. So, I'm going to continue on. Capping a few more properties. Moving my APC back to get another infantry. Now, the question is, what do I do with the rest of the map? Because it's not, like, looking super good. Like, it's going to be very difficult to attack into this. I don't really see much here. Like, I don't even see these guys. I only see this and this. So I'm like, okay. I only see a little bit. And I'm expecting bait. Like, I'm calling bait on this, right? So I'm not really going in to attack it. But I do interrupt a cap down south with one of my recons. Maybe not the best idea. But I did it, you know? And I almost feel like I need to get a few more recon on the field, you know? I think we need to get, like, the quartet of recons, right? It's possible. Anyways, let's continue on. So we're sitting at 40k for Campa. He's way ahead of me. This is a common occurrence when it comes to Mr. Cannon matches in Advanced Wars by Web. Usually my capture game is really, really bad. One of the things I should really, really work on is capture game, because I feel like if I improve the capture game, I could probably become a really good player. Because I'm really good at the mid-game stuff, you know? Mid to late game stuff, early game stuff, nah. If I lose the early game and the player's like really good, it's probably all over for me. But, you know, we'll just see how it goes, because he's ahead by a few, right? But it's high fun, so that's really only, what, like 3 properties right now? And boom, I cap 2 properties. Gonna go cap another one. Finish off the infantry. Now just moving the recon rate here, that's not like super smart. I don't think that's a very good idea. But anyway, so I move it out of the way and I attack the tank with my battlecopter. I see there's a fighter up here now. So I'm thinking like, okay, so he's got a fighter. So maybe he's only got 1 fighter. He probably doesn't have another fighter down here. He might have an anti-air down here, you know, it's possible. It's a possibility, perhaps. But a fighter, probably not, you know? So I just roll with it. Alright, so using my transport to the best of my ability, getting some more infantry up in the field. Now I move back up here because at the moment I'm kind of thinking that, okay, so he hasn't really pushed forward, right? So Grit is a lurker. He's a lurker. He's going to be waiting for you. So you can't just be pushing up willy-nilly into a Grit. It doesn't work. It's not what you want to do. Now you do want to attack him, but you want to be careful. You know, you can't just willy-nilly go blasting your units up in his face. Okay, that's not how you're going to win against Grit. How you're going to win against Grit is you have to build neo-tanks. that's what you have to do. No, you don't necessarily have to do that. But what you should probably do is make Grit move into places where you don't want, or where he doesn't want to be. You know? So if you notice that Grit's set up in one spot, move your army to another spot. Start attacking somewhere else, because artillery, they're not going to be able to attack and move in the exact same turn. They're only going to be able to attack or move. Now your tanks, they're very mobile. You know, they can move around, shift around. You know, you can get stuff done with a tank. Alright, it looks like his fighters are on the move, and I have fallen victim to an artillery shot right there. Sadly, one of my infantry have perished. Very sad. 2 of my infantry have perished. So the artillery, they're starting to get some value now. You know, they're starting to do some damage. Things are getting kind of scary. Not gonna lie. Now this is a huge death ball up here. Very intimidating death ball for sure. Now look at the coverage of this, right? So he's got coverage here. He's got coverage here. He's got coverage here. He's got coverage here, and he's got Well, he can shoot over there. That's about it. But he's got this medium tank, right? Terrifying. Terrifying stuff. And it could attack my recon if I'm not careful. Now, he's in a forest, though, right? So you don't really have to worry about it too much. As you can see, forest right there. Very nice. Alrighty. Now, what am I going to do against this? My value is somewhat less than him. Somewhat less. I'm catching up in the cap game, though, so that's okay. I'm going to get some repairs on my recons. No, it looks like I'm getting a couple boosty poos. And I've discovered an infantry. So I attack it. Now, that's kind of silly, though, that I would attack that. Because I realize that he has an artillery. Or some sort of indirect there, right? So it's kind of... It's a little iffy. I'm not sure why I would necessarily do that. But I went in to attack it anyways. Unfortunately, I attacked it with the anti-air, which is kind of a mistake. I mean, I do one-shot it, which is great. But... in the grand scheme of things, it's not necessarily a good idea to just willy-nilly toss one of your anti-air out there to be basically just slaughtered. It's not a great idea. I wouldn't recommend it, but sometimes, you know, that's just how it goes. Oh, and the medium tank is moving up. So now I notice that he's got medium tanks, and I'm like, oh no, he's got the classiest of all the units. And wow, look at that. Just backed up by the nicest little artillery wall right there. That is some scary stuff. Land units be darned, because you ain't gonna be getting into there. That's no man's land up there. Alright, you don't want to be messing with that. That's not what you want to be messing with. No sir, Bob. Alright, anti-air, another fighter. I think that's 4 fighters that he's got in the field now. That is pretty impressive, and that's like super okay. No, I was kind of questioning the fighter at the start, but it's kind of smart. I'm not gonna lie. So the fighter, it's gonna be able to just deny any battlecopter, and it's also gonna be, like I said, one of those very effective walls. Very effective walls. All right. So what am I gonna do? Let's just boost through here. So I notice that some things are happening. All right, so wait, as you can see, I have a lot of units that are unmoved, right? So I'm keeping them back here because I don't want them to be spotted. Like, I don't want them to know like what's going on. So I'm keeping all my units back. I am planning on, like, you know, assimilating them at some point, but for now, not feeling super hot about it, so I'm kind of a little weary. I want Grit to show me what he's got before I push him with what I've got. And he builds a mega tank. Oh boy. We got the great mega tank up in here, folks. It's gonna be very terrifying. This is high funds, remember. So you can see we're 50-50. 50k, 50k. And still 2 properties on the field too. And he's got 2 properties up here. So he might be able to capture those and make it 54-50. So that won't be super good for me. But we'll see. If I can cap these 2 properties, which is looking like I most likely will be able to, then I'll be able to make it 54-54, which is great. Now I move into attack with the recon, and I notice there's a hefty amount of units here. So I'm like, okay. Move in with the battlecopter, do an attack. Well, willy-nilly just try to capture a property. Not sure why I'm doing that. That's kind of silly. Not even kind of silly. That's like really silly. So, alright, definitely want to stay out of range. So I'm moving my units back. I'm sort of just letting them think that I don't really have anything up here. While meanwhile, I am just stockpiling the Neo tanks right now. I haven't even built a classy medium tank, so I'm not feeling too classy in this map so far. You know? Gotta get the classy boys out there eventually, though. But, you know, more than anything, I should probably get a mega tank out on the field. Because just mega tank is one of the most powerful mega tanks in the entire game. For one, it's going to get a movement bonus when you use your co-power. 2, it's going to refuel all the ammo. So that mega tank will just be able to keep fighting forever. Keep fighting forever. So Yeah, it's a very valuable unit. Now, unfortunately, it does look like I am losing a couple more units. So, like I said, that capture right there, willy-nilly, not a smart move. Not a smart move indeed. Alright, so 2 mega tanks on the field. That is terrifying. Alright, and we're approaching super co-power territory right now. So I move forward a little bit and I want to see what's going on, right? So I noticed that he's got some units down here and I'm like, okay. Alright. So I got to start thinking about what sort of approach I'm going to be doing here. So I move most of my units up north, actually. And I build another Neo-Tank. 2 Neo-Tanks and a Recon this turn. As you can see, we have the Neo-Tanks on the field. They are ready. They are primed. Oh, they are stoked. They're just waiting to get some blood right now. Now, if I can... One thing super nice about Jess Neo-Tanks is Jess Neo-Tank is almost a one-shot on so many different units. It is very good. Very good indeed. Alright, now that Recon has spotted some of my units. So it spotted 3 tanks, a copter, and a Neo-Tank. So dangerous for sure. But not impossibly dangerous. Alright, so we can see Campi is forming the L, signifying that I am about to lose. You know, that's the kind of tactic that you do when you know you're going to win right there. You form the L so that they have no chance. But I really don't like the amount of mega tanks that he's got here. So if these guys actually get up north, it's going to be insanely difficult in order to do anything here. So once again, I'm shifting my units around. I want to be very careful. I want to stay out of range. I know that he's here. Right? And there we go. So now I build the classiest medium tank of all time. It's pink, it's big, and it's ready to go. Alright, and I'm only leaving a few units here because, like, I'm thinking, like, okay, so if he does push up, I'll have a few units here. I'll make him think that I have nothing else. But I have a few. Now, I do push a few forward. Unfortunately, they've been taken out. It's sad, I know, but we're approaching unit count right now, too, which is not that bad. So when you're getting really close to unit count, it's not necessarily a bad thing to lose some units, as long as they're not big units. You don't want to be losing your big units, because in high funds fog, or high funds in general, once you get into the late game, it's all about how many big units you have. You know, the little boys, the tanks, all that stuff, they're not really going to be doing much for you. So you got to get the big boys, right? And this is the scariest death ball right here. Like, that is not something you want to be pushing into. But I almost have overdrive right now. So I noticed with the Recon that he doesn't have anything up here. So I think my plan is I'm going to start moving up north a little bit. Do I? No, I'm just inching forward. I build a mega tank too. So I'm like, all right, mega tank time. There we go. Just inching forward. Inching forward. That's all I'm doing. Like, I'm spooked. Spooked. He's great. He's got artillery. He's probably got a rocket. See, he's got a rocket right there. Terrifying. It's got 10 HP. It hasn't been bullied yet. It is primed and ready to go. We got to watch out for it. And he's got, what, 3 mega tanks? 4 mega tanks on the field right now? And another rocket? It's crazy. It's like, what are you supposed to do against this sort of an offensive? Scary stuff. He is set up to the max right now. Very, very, very scary stuff. Alright, day 17. Now, he's ahead by a lot of value, right? But he's at unit count right now. I obviously don't know that, but I have 42 units. So I'm thinking, like, okay, it's not over. It's definitely not over. So I'm bringing some of my units forward. I'm thinking, okay. What happened down here? Okay, there was a Recon, right? So I attacked the Recon. I see it's a medium tank, and I'm like, oh no, it's a medium tank. So I bring a Neo-Tank down. 1 Neo-Tank down. That's all you need. Maybe a battlecopter, you know, just to be sure. Maybe 2 Neo-Tanks. You know, you can't be too careful. You got to get 2 Neo-Tanks down. Maybe 3 more battlecopters. I don't know. You know, you got to move them around. Alright, building another mega tank, another recon, another tank, and our little pink army is looking great right now. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 neo tanks, 2 mega tanks up north. We got a bomber, we got a fighter, we got lots of anti-air, couple tanks, and a recon. 2 recon. Beautiful. That is a nice little army right there. It's the exact kind of stuff you want to see. Alright, it looks like an attack is happening right now. And it looks like Can't-Buy is pushing his units up. Beautiful. That's actually really good, because if I do decide to pop a super co-power now, he's a little bit more in my range. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, like I just lost like a bunch of units. Like if I don't do something soon, it's going to be just over for old Mr. C, right? And I know that we don't want it to be over for old Mr. C. We don't want Mr. C to lose. It's not what we want to happen today, right? So I popped the overdrive. Beautiful. Yeah, look at that. Bloop, 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 bloop. Great. So now I have that significant firepower bonus, right? Significant firepower bonus. Plus 2 movement to the vast majority of these units. I do notice that there's a bunch of fighters though, and that's kind of intimidating. I'm not sure what I'm going to do about that. So I bring a recon up first. So I take out an infantry, and I can see that I took out the infantry. It's great. I'm feeling pretty good about that. I see a nice shot right there. I can take out a fighter, which is fantastic. And now that makes me know that I can take out a fighter in one shot with an anti-air, which is great. Now that was a gamble and a half moving the fighter right there. I don't know if he actually had something there, but I went for it. You know, sometimes you just gotta go for it. Maybe I watched the replay. I might have noticed that he didn't put something in there, but either way. So I had just enough anti-air and the fighter to take out the Air Force, so that was sweet. Very nice. Notice that he doesn't have anything there. Reveal the medium tank, send the neo tank, and one-shot that guy. Beautiful. One-shot that guy too. Nice. So we got a nice few little one-shots here. Now I know that tanks can one-shot too. Beautiful. So I'm just sending them up. Send them up. Neo tanks are going forward. Bomb. I see a bomber. So I'm like, oh no, there's a bomber here. It's pretty spooky. So I resupply and get vision on that. And now I know that there's 2 mega tanks. I'm like, oh no, there's 2 mega tanks. What are we going to do against 2 mega tanks? But my mega tank was just in range to take out that that medium tank, so that was nice. It was very good foresight on that mega tank. All right, cool. So tank's going in, takes out that guy. We take a shot on him, and yeah, there's lots and lots and lots of artillery here that we can take shots at. So I am just going in, and I am securing the kill on as many of those indirects as I possibly can. Even taking a shot on the mega tank with a battlecopter. Even 2 shots. Beautiful. I like it. That's the way we do things. Taking out the vision. That's also one thing that you really have to do when you're fighting grit. You don't want them to be able to see you. So take out vision. Take out the recons as you see them. Alright, so I send a few more of my units up there and take over the center a little bit. So, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I just had a very successful super co-power. You know, I took out lots of units. I think that was 22 units or something like that. But he's still got a lot of units. So, I mean, he's got super snipe ready to go. So, I don't know if he's going to pop it. Yeah, he does pop the super snipe. So, we're going to see what kind of damage he can do with the super snipe right now. He's spotted... Jesus. He spotted my neo tank and that got popped right away. Unfortunately, I lost the neo tank. That was very sad. Now, luckily, this recon just had vision of it, so very sad. Very sad to see. I'm sorry that he had to go. Ooh, double attack, take out another neo tank. Ooh, mega tank going in, taking a big shot. Artillery taking a shot on this guy all the way back here. Ouch. 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 Ooh, luckily he just did not have vision on this guy though, because these guys only have 1 vision, so they're not really able to see that far. So See, that's why it was really important that we took out the... what was it called? The recon, you know? If we didn't take out the recon, he would have been able to see so much more, and that would have been such a more brutal attack. So despite me taking out a whole bunch of units there, his value is still, like, really, really high. Like, I didn't manage to take out a lot of value. That just shows how far ahead camp I was at the beginning of the attack. Now, I'm not going to let that deter me. I'm going to move forward, and I'm going to keep on attacking. And I get a lot of good shots there. Start capping one of the cities, because I got to put pressure on it. I got to flip some cities. I lost a few cities, so he's ahead a lot on income now. 8,000 income is nothing to scoff at. In high funds fog, though. I mean, high funds in general, right? It doesn't really matter if you're not really that far behind. It's not like the end of the world, right? But I have 50k, so that's tons to work with. And I do get a turbocharge mid-turn. So I use that to my advantage here. Like, I don't want to waste that. So we are moving in with it. We're getting extra movement with our mega tanks. We're getting extra movement with a lot of our other vehicles. And we are going to secure as many more kills as we can. Or at least do a lot of damage. Now, regrettably, we don't kill this. That's really unfortunate. But whatever, that's fine. APC is going to block in the mega tank. And we're going to do tons of damage here. So we managed to damage almost his entire front line there, which is great. We do finish off one of the artillery. So alright, that's not too bad. We managed to take out an artillery. That was good. Double Neo tank and a recon. That is a great build. That's like some fantastic stuff right there. So, high funds. If you're able to build 2 Neo tanks and a recon in fog, you're golden, man. That's all you need. That's some beautiful stuff. Alright, so Can't Buy is not done. You know, he's still got 25 units. He's still got some value. He's going to be fighting until the very end. And he does manage to take out quite a few units. And I still have to deal with 4 mega tanks that are on the field right now. So, yeah, that's going to be incredibly difficult to do. 5 mega tanks that are going to be coming pretty soon. And he should be getting a super snipe again, too. Or a snipe attack. But I do manage to flip the property, so that's cool. Nothing wrong with flipping an old property. Now, that was a terrible sort of way to do that. I definitely should have just attacked with the anti-air. That probably would have been a... It might not have been a one-shot, so, I mean, it doesn't really matter too much. But anyways, so Neo tanks are moving in. We got the rest of the forces up north. We got the Pink Panthers going in right now. Alright, attacking the fighter, not attacking the bomber. Moving in with the other fighter to secure the kill. And we are going in to attack the mega tank. Nice. We take it down to 6. That should be enough for a Neo tank to move in and possibly almost finish it. Not completely finish it, but we did do tons of damage to it. Alright. This guy didn't even do 1 damage to the mega tank. That's unfortunate. Alright, so the rest of my guys just sort of shimmy around. And I'm just sort of avoiding the properties too, because I don't want to be spotted in the dark. You know, you don't want to be spotted in the dark, so you stay in the back. Okay, so Can't Buy, our grit player, moving in, got the super snipe, pops it, looking for a couple attacks. Looks like we were spotted, trapped over here in the corner. And the mega tanks are still there, so they're going to be able to do some damage. Ooh, smacks my Neo tank right out of the game. On a forest, too. That's 2 defense stars right there. And it was unable to survive, unfortunately. That's tons of damage, and it's done. It's over. That guy's, he's gone. Alright, day 21. 30-day limit on these maps, by the way. Alright, so I get another overdrive, which is great. Took tons of damage. I mean, when you have this many huge units on the field, you're going to be taking tons of damage. You're going to be getting co-powers and super co-powers non-stop. Like every day, every 2 days, something like that. That's why somebody like Jess is really effective. Alright, popping the rocket. Getting that guy out of there. Starting to cap the comm tower, capping some of the back properties now. Now all these properties back here are open, so this infantry is going to be able to capture them. I don't really have that many other infantry up there though, so that's not like great. These properties are looking pretty open though too, so I should be able to get a cap on those. Not too bad. Sitting right on the HQ with my 2 HP Neo. And Battlecopter does secure the kill on the Mega Tank. And we have Mega Tank on Mega Tank Violence. Managed to take it out. Followed up with a Battlecopter hit. Very nice. Ooh, 2-pronged, 3-pronged attack. Right there. Manages to take out another Mega Tank. Ooh, the recon manages to finish off a Mega Tank too, so that's great. So as we can see, that turn was highly effective. We managed to take out tons and tons of units. And we built some more units. Bomber, Neo Tank, Anti-Air, Recon. Got a couple infantry slowly making their way to the front lines. Lots and lots of properties to cap. But at this point, it looks like the match is fairly decided. Campai is behind by quite a few units. And we get the resign right there. So, wonderful. Wonderful. What a great match. High Funds Fog is a crazy game mode for sure. For sure. Now, just so you know, this is not an accurate representation of Campai's skills. Campai is an incredibly good player. And on any normal circumstance, he probably beat me 9 times out of 10. But this was the one time when I actually managed to use my brain and it worked out for me. So, woo! That's what I'm talking about, folks. Alrighty. So, hopefully you enjoyed that match. I had a lot of fun playing that match. I remember it from a long, long time ago. I'm no longer in the High Funds Fog league anymore. I've been out for a long time. As well as the Live League. I haven't been in that for a long time either. But if you're interested in either playing a Live League or a High Funds Fog or any other potential modes, you know, you can check out the Advanced by Web Discord and you would be able to look and join the leagues for yourself, play against people around the world. If not, just join Advanced by Web and play in the Global League or play casually and have fun with people all around the world. Fantastic game. I invite you all to play. It's a great one. So yeah, if you enjoyed the content, like, comment, subscribe. I'm also going to leave a link in the description below where you could possibly join my Discord and my ragtag group of friendly folks. So, you know, if you feel like joining, come on down. Anyways, that's going to be it from Mr. Cannon. Take care. Bye-bye for now.